Jake Paul's California mansion has been raided by the FBI, multiple news organizations report. You can see in this aerial footage agents in uniform outside his home in Calabasas.
You know what's funny about your brother? Your brother talks more shit than anybody else on the planet. They're trying to sue people when people talk shit. There's people out there saying they're fake fights, they're fixed.
You know, for me, in my opinion, I think it's scripted a little bit because, you know, of the weight difference, and, you know, Joshua is a former, you know, champion. And also, you know, he's current, he's active.
That was not a boxing match. Jake Paul had a very healthy fear for his life while he was in there. He was running away. He was trying to...
Once again, Jake Paul is facing controversy that could put his boxing career at risk. Recent online reports suggest he might have manipulated the outcomes of big fights, including his high-profile Netflix bout against Anthony Joshua. Some social media users even claim that he and his brother were close to being arrested over these allegations. Promoters and boxing officials firmly deny that legitimate fights can be fixed without serious legal consequences. Despite this, many fans are now questioning whether Paul is truly a legitimate boxer. These issues add to his past problems, including the widely reported FBI raid at his Calabasas home. With these accusations mounting and trust in his career at a low point, many are wondering if this could finally halt Jake Paul's rapid rise in boxing.
Have raided the Southern California home of YouTube star Jake Paul. Federal officials say the search was part of an investigation. Wendy Birch is in Calabasas with what we're learning tonight.
Sky 5 was overhead this morning as federal agents entered Jake Paul's Calabasas home located in this gated community off of Mulholland Highway. We counted close to 24 federal agents, some of them in tactical gear, entering the residence. Why they were here and what they were looking for, that remains unclear. The federal search warrant has been sealed and
Once again, Jake Paul is facing controversy that could put his boxing career at risk. Recent online reports suggest he might have manipulated the outcomes of big fights, including his high-profile Netflix bout against Anthony Joshua. Some social media users even claim that he and his brother were close to being arrested over these allegations. Promoters and boxing officials firmly deny that legitimate fights can be fixed without serious legal consequences. Despite this, many fans are now questioning whether Paul is truly a legitimate boxer. These issues add to his past problems, including the widely reported FBI raid at his Calabasas home. With these accusations mounting and trust in his career at a low point, many are wondering if this could finally halt Jake Paul's rapid rise in boxing.
Because, like, you know, you saw the Askren fight, we saw these fights that he went into. The Fury one obviously didn't go the way that I thought it was going to go, just because I was so convinced that, like, Jake had these fights fixed, and there's a lot of people who talk about the fights being fixed because it's just the way it is.
Yeah, they tell me that too. They're like, tell me you're not going to take a fall against Paul. Everybody says that to me. I'm like, are you kidding me? You could have paid me on all the money in the world.
For years, boxing analysts, former fighters, and promoters have questioned the authenticity of Jake Paul's fights, even before the recent arrest rumors surfaced. Critics highlight that he often faces opponents well past their prime, unusual fight timing, late knockouts, and contracts that seem to control what can happen in the ring. These patterns have led many to believe that his success in boxing is carefully manufactured rather than achieved through genuine competition.
To him, Eddie dropped those hands. If I say, Rampage, I'm gonna pay you $2 million, right? That this dude beat you, what you gonna do? You gonna feel disrespected, right? That ain't enough money. For me to do that, I gotta be willing to walk away for good. Something like 20-something million where I can invest it and fall off in the shade, because that's what you will have.
Experienced figures in boxing often acknowledge that Jake Paul draws massive attention and revenue to the sport, but his fights seldom involve real danger. This raises doubts that outcomes are designed to protect his brand rather than show genuine skill. As these concerns increase, each new controversy doesn't exist in isolation, but adds to a broader picture that his boxing career depends more on image, influence, and control than the natural unpredictability that makes boxing authentic.
In the United States is $1.3 million. Again, that's over the course of the person's entire life. Jake Paul earned 30 times that in one night. People talk about winners.
The fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul drew huge attention because of all the drama and hype surrounding it. Online discussions surged after rumors of a leaked script claimed the match had been planned ahead of time. Some alleged audio clips also appeared, which many said backed these claims, showing moments where Tyson seemed exhausted before Paul landed the knockout, leading critics to believe the outcome was staged.
Why was Mike wearing assless chaps though? Did
that moment go viral with his cheeks out?
I don't know. It made my stomach hurt.
I was seeing it.
Why didn't he
while
have
I was
underwear
ringside. He had a G-string on, is what he had.
I thought he was completely butt naked.
Nah, he looked like a stripper.
But yeah, biggest live gate, 18.1 millions in U.S. boxing history outside of Las Vegas. A phenomenal night. I'm sorry I didn't knock him out though, guys.
Shut the fuck up. It was crazy when we talked about this. I told him you were gonna say some dumb shit. You did the right thing at the end. You bowed.
After beating Mike Tyson, Jake Paul shared his thoughts on the fight, saying he wasn't hit much and never felt in danger during the match. His comments reflected his belief that he controlled the fight from beginning to end. Many fans praised him, seeing it as proof of his skill and confidence to take on even legendary opponents. Critics, however, quickly argued that the fight lacked real risk or excitement, pointing out that Tyson appeared slow and raising questions about whether the matchup was genuinely competitive or fair.
Anthony Joshua, massive unit, two-time world champ, still got a big punch. I think he's mentally fragile at world level if he goes against the big guns because of the knockout, especially the bar knockout when he got fucking splattered. You know what I mean? In round 5, and he got hurt early on, and then he got done, and he's not been in the ring for 13 months.
Yeah.
But can you see a world in which Jake Paul is competitive in this fight?
No. How
do you see
the recent fight against Anthony Joshua followed a similar pattern. Many commentators called the matchup unrealistic, highlighting the clear differences in experience, size, and background between Jake Paul and Joshua. Several said it felt more like entertainment than a real competition. Paul, a YouTuber turned boxer with a 12-1 record, faced a former two-time heavyweight world champion who has fought top-level opponents throughout his career. As a result, many analysts saw the fight as one-sided and viewed Paul more as a money-making opponent than a serious challenge. These concerns only reinforce the idea that the event was designed for attention and profit rather than true sport.
I'm here to shock the world, inspire the next generation. We're in the Heat arena. I'm a big Heat fan. Miami's on fire. This is my first pro fight was in Miami against Gibb. I'm bringing that same energy here.
Meanwhile, Jake Paul is entering this fight with a level of confidence that has surprised even seasoned observers. Commentators have noticed that he genuinely believes he can rise to the challenge and win. Unlike some of his previous matches, Paul is showing clear focus and determination in his preparation. Analysts watching his training say his mindset is just as important as his physical readiness, and his confidence comes from both mental and physical preparation. This approach shows he is not underestimating the challenge of facing a former heavyweight champion, but sees it as an opportunity to prove himself on a global stage.
With pretty certain confidence in that statement, mainly because, as you heard me mention, I know a lot of the people he trains with and I have heard things. Now let's give Jake the benefit of the doubt, right? He's able to restrain from the peer pressure that everyone's putting on him to hop on these certain compounds. Then that would be cool, to train natural, do what he needs to do. But the thing is, his body composition has changed so much, his explosiveness, his power, and yes, that comes with training and time. But I find it very suspicious that for some reason, whenever a drug test gets brought up, for instance, when Fury wanted that in the contract, Jake Paul turns them down. So you should think to yourself, it's probably because he's not natural. Now I want to make it clear, I don't care whether Jake Paul is natural or not. There's so many people that aren't natural that are in combat sports. In fact, Tyron Woodley probably is also not natural. Everyone wants that little edge over their competition, and that's where drugs and anabolics come into play. There's certain compounds that are out there that just increase your explosiveness immensely, your recovery, so that you can stay in the same weight class, which is very important for combat sports, whether that's boxing, UFC, whatever type of combat sport you're doing. So that is why you guys have seen so much improvement from Jake Paul. Of course, he has a great circle around him, great trainers, great coaches, a great regimen, but definitely anabolics play a very fundamental role in that. They allow him to train as hard as he does.
However, Jake Paul's rising confidence in boxing has drawn skepticism from many experienced analysts. Critics argue that his belief in facing someone like Anthony Joshua is overly ambitious. Joshua is a highly accomplished heavyweight with years of training, multiple championship fights, and proven endurance that Paul has not yet faced. Some observers also note that Paul's physique and performance raise questions about whether he is relying on speed or other advantages to compete at this level.
You couldn't fake it. You didn't think Anthony Joshua's going to put his whole livelihood on the line for Jake Paul?
No, I don't think he would.
So there you go. It's over when he wants it to be over.
There could be some kind of tacit agreement in the background.
How?
Where they have a handshake.
Then that's illegal. You're going to jail.
Exactly, it's illegal. That's what I was going to say.
So you can't.
Because it's not an exhibition.
No, it's a fight.
So we're
and people are betting on it. Big amounts of money.
So we're watching this. I'm flying out there next week to Miami to watch it. So I'm going out there. He's laughing. I'm getting some old. So it's all good. But it's like Jake Paul against Anthony Joshua, 6 foot. What's he? 6'6".
About that.
Fucking. What's he? 16. What's 245 pounds?
He can't be a pound over 245.
What's
so
that in stone?
The best part, just on 17 stone or just under.
So Jake lost to Tommy Fury, and that's the one everyone keeps. Do you think he's improved much since Tommy Fury?
Yeah, but do I think he's improved enough to be competitive? Unless I close my eyes and Josh is completely shot to bits. No.
Yeah, so is the potential that Jake Paul, like, I know you keep saying no, I know, you're right.
Despite all the controversies, many people are still placing significant bets on this fight. The betting has become part of the larger debate around the Paul versus Joshua event. Fans, casual gamblers, and even some public figures are actively wagering on the outcome, which fuels a discussion about whether the matchup is a true sporting contest or simply entertainment.
Profile on X posted it anonymously one day before the fight, explaining everything before deleting it today. A fake script has been going around that said Mike Tyson will get KO'd in round 5, but that one was clearly not real or an older script. This will give you goosebumps. I'm just going to read you parts, but if you want to see the full script, I'll show you it at the end. Round 1, opening bell rings and Tyson is showing flashes of his old form, but slower than his prime. Round 2, Tyson comes alive, but his breathing grows heavier. Round 3, Paul gains confidence and lands a sharp right that stuns Tyson. That's exactly what happened. Then round 4 and 5, the fatigue sets in strong for Tyson and Jake is landing a bunch of hits. Round 6, Jake showboats, which is the tongue thing he did here. Then at round 7, Jake plays it safe to not KO Mike. And round 8 wins by decision and bows at the end. This is crazy. Subscribe if you want to read.
As rumors of the leaked script circulated, fighters who faced Jake Paul also came under scrutiny, with some saying he had harmed his own legacy. Fans argued that Tyson had risked his legendary status by taking part in a fight many believed was planned or staged.